Dressmakers and friends, welcome again on the channel. Today in my sewing space I'm going to draft a bustier, and I thought, okay, let me quickly do that with you all. I hope you are doing fine. How are we doing today? So let's get right into the pattern drafting. I might not be talking so much in this video, so let's get right into the pattern drafting. And as you already know, we are drafting a bustier, so let's get right into it. Here is my bust point, here is the underbust, here is the waist, and right here is my hem line. So this is the hem line. It's a blouse. Okay, so let's go. So over here, the next thing to do will be to impute our neck. So for this, I'm going to be using a 4-inch neck by 6.5. Okay, so and from right here, let's take our shoulder measurement. 7.75 divided by 2, come down by 1.25, and connect that to the neckline. And over here, we are going to be doing our tightening before we come to remove the measurement. So the distance between my bust point and my under bust is 3.5. So this is going to be 10.5. Okay, so I'm just going to mute this for a moment, then come back on mute and explain everything. Just follow along as I do what I'm doing. Okay. Now here's what I have done. This is my bust span, which we also call the nipple to nipple, the distance between two bust distance, which is 4 inches. You mark that point right here for the under bust and right here as well. And I've also gone ahead to connect the bust point to the midpoint of my shoulder line. All right, for that intake for the bustier, this is 2.25, and we already know that we cannot have the two to be the same thing, to be equal. So what we did is to take 1 inch here and 1.25 from here. So now we are connecting it now to the bust point. If you are here, please give this live stream a thumbs up. That will really mean a lot to me. Please give this live stream a thumbs up and let me know where you're joining me from. Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, wherever you are right now. My name is Motunrayo, like you all know, and I am a sewing content creator here in Lagos, Nigeria. So let me know where you're from. Let me know your name. Thanks for joining. All right, now here's what I have done. For me to have a good grip around the chest line, I tightened this. I took out half-inch dart from here, and you can see the replacements going back right here. Okay, and then all I need to do was to go in by half-inch by the measurement of my front width, and then I come in marking my bust measurement, that's divided by 4, and here it is over here. Okay, and now when you do this, take note that this part extend, and here is a dart that you are taking from right here. So this is about 0.25, so you make sure that you replace that. Okay, so this is going to be the point where you cut. You don't need this anymore, so I'm just going to rub that off so that I do not make mistake. Okay, so taking out all of the lines that I don't need anymore right now. So impute your bust measurement. Come on here to impute your under bust measurement. Take note of this dart intake. Okay, so by the time you take your bust measurement this way, make sure you add this dart intake. So my bust measurement is 9.5 in inches. Considering the bust intake, the dart intake, so 2.25, you add that back to the measurement, and then you come on here also to do the same thing. Waist is 32, 2.25, then you come on here to add the same. On the hip line as well, hip divided by 4 is 10.5, adding that intake plus the 1 inch is on the blouse. Okay, so what we want to do is to connect this to go all the way. So this is now going to be our measurements. Just connect that with the curve. that is done. I just checked my measurements to see that everything is correct. Then I come up here by 1 inch and I curve. Can you see? Okay, it's clear. So curve that in towards, so that the hem of your blouse can have a nice curve right there. So what I'm going to do now is to extend all of these lines so that we draw the back. Here is the straight line that serves as the center back. Here is the center front. So this is the center back. So every other thing, the chest line is the same, both center back and front, but on the waistline, we are going to have the waist to be 15 inches. Because this is the half length on my back. You already know that the back length and the front length is not always the same. So, but right here we have 17 inches, which simply means that by the time we draw this waistline, we are going to have to take out this difference from the front. Okay, at this point, here is what we have done. The center back line right here. Okay, I went ahead with my shoulder. Okay, the shoulder line come down by 1 inch, and then I marked my bust measurement right here as well. My waist measurement plus 1.25, because the dart intake that is going to be here will be 1.25. okay, and then I went ahead to also mark my hip measurement right here. So now here is the bust span, which is going to be the line for the dart line. Okay, so from here now, which is on the waistline, I take out okay, so that's that. So mark 2 inch above your hip line right here. Okay, and make sure that that leg hits that point. Also on the top right here, you come down and then you mark 1 inch, and then you make sure your dart hits those points. Hi everyone, thanks for joining. Let me know where you're joining me from. This isn't a tutorial per se, but I'm sure you're going to learn 1 or 2 things. I'm just right here at work today. I'm drafting a bustier, and I thought, okay, let me come and then let's do it here together. Okay, so this is the darts. If you're enjoying the live stream, please give it a thumbs up so that other people can also get notified and then they can join us. I really appreciate that a lot. Please give this stream a thumbs up. Please give it a thumbs up. So this is going to be going out at the end of the day, so I'm just crossing it out. So here is our dart. Okay, also the center back, for a bit of tightening, I'm just going to take out 1/2 inch from right there. Okay, and then I connect it to this point at the top here. Also, you can see that there's a bit of dart here too, so it's just so that it can tighten that place even more, and there's no bulge or there's no gaping right there, and that's what this is meant for. Okay, so connect this back to the center back line at about this point. Okay, so it gives more room to the bum around here. Okay, now on the M line on the side, you come down right here by 1 inch, come up by 1 inch, and then you connect it back here. Okay, my waist on the back is 15. My waist on the front is 17. For the both waist for the back pattern and the front to match up, it simply means the difference between 15 and 17 you have to take out from here. So I'm going to take out 2 inches from the side over here. All right, so here is our pattern ready. So everywhere you see this means is a dart that we need to take out. This is a dart, this is a dart, this is also a dart. So by the time you cut this out and then you cut this out, these leaves, this I'm going to collapse this to come down. I'm going to do that for us to see now. Okay, so now you can see that here is our pattern. So by the time we match this and this together, it should amount to the same thing. That's how you know that you have done the right thing. And then you can either take this dart out to make it maybe a princess seam or something, just work on the style line, or you just take it just as a dart intake. So here is our bustier blouse. The pattern is ready. For use. So thank you for joining me. You can just because I usually just tame this down a little bit in case this point is too pointy. So just take that down a little bit and then you just trim that off nicely. You want to get a nice curve around that area. So this is what we have. Our pattern is ready. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. Please give this live stream a thumbs up. Give the live stream a thumbs up. Please give the live stream a thumbs up. Thank you so much. I'll see you again in the next tutorial or in the next sewing or beading live stream.